Hey friends, this is Bryce, and Boomer's here to join me too. We have a frostless hydrant. I'm not even sure the brand. I don't know the text on here. It's kind of old. And this last week, when the temperatures were below 0 Fahrenheit, it ended up busting on me, and now it's not sealing. So I currently got a hose running out to the yard, so it's not right up against the house. We'll want to be able to use it, and I don't like how close to the ground it currently is. So we're gonna replace it. I got a new one today.
This wasn't a project that I was planning on doing this week. It was kind of something that just fell in my lap. After that first week of living here in the new house and trying to use the hydrant, which was 6 inches from the ground, as I showed, it made it rather difficult to fill a 5-gallon bucket to bring out to our animals. And it was something that I knew I was going to want to replace real quick. But as soon as it broke and started leaking, it was so cold that it stayed frozen for a few days after it was tough to open and close. And I had thought that I just broke something inside and that the seat was still sealing. Turns out when it started to warm up a little bit, a couple weeks later, I noticed it started to drip and drizzle, and it had a pretty good flow to it. Now, these roots by this hydrant were absolutely horrible. This tree has grown out of control and is one that we're probably going to take down, if not a lot of the suckers around it need to come down. But it made doing this hole quite difficult.
Yeah, if we're gonna get this project done, we're gonna have to get in here with the Sawzall and cut these roots from these suckers and these trees. So I like to make sure when I'm cutting any root or pipe in the ground that I have the pipe or root all the way exposed. So if there's a wire behind it, or another pipe next to it, or a root next to a pipe itself. So probably not any chance of having a problem here, but just as a safe measure, that's what I do. I think I got 2 more roots that are really blocking me from the good soil below everything else. Hi, Boomer. Okay. So far, I'm probably about 2 feet deep. My hole's kind of getting confined with a root. Massive root right there. I'm trying to work around. It's kind of large one to cut. We're in that small hole. And my pipe is going in a direction going down toward this railroad tie here. So I'm going to start digging on the other side of this railroad tie and see what we can come up with. So I threw a hose on it so to go away from the house and kind of played around with my options of what I wanted to do. Had the pump turned off for a few days because I didn't want the water just running off when we weren't around or weren't home. There was no reason to have the water on. And I was in town and got the price for the new unit, and I thought, you know what? Let's just get it taken care of and we won't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, here we are. Dug on this side, and you can see down there, it's gotten dark so I'm using my headlamp here. But that right there is the galvanized steel pipe coming up. There's the bottom where the seat is. And then below that, it's hard to tell. I need to dig a little bit of a bigger hole. But right below that seat, there's about a 4-inch nipple. And it looks like it goes into a reducer. I'm not sure what it would be reducing to, or maybe it's just a coupler, but it almost looks like a reducer down there. So I'm gonna have to dig out a lot more around here, get in there. Right now it's shooting out water off to the side because water's not shut off. and it's trying to drain and run at the same time. So that's where we're at. Okay, it is morning time. I worked until until dark last night. Finished digging a hole, got it bigger. It wasn't super tight, and I got really lucky. I think that nipple down there is actually a closed nipple. I'm getting the bottom of the hydrant mixed up with it, but it's loose now. I just loosened it. I'm gonna go find my Teflon tape or paste so I can paste the nipple down there and then get my other one on there. Okay, so there's that end on there. I believe it's the same size as what I have down there. And then I got my Teflon tape. I didn't find my paste, so I'm just gonna tape it and get it done. Okay, got the new hydrant installed. Screwed right into that with a little bit of Teflon tape on there. Worked out really good. Comes up a lot higher. I got it open and I just turned on our pump to our well. And this is gonna run out of this hose. I'm gonna let it run, I don't know, just for a few minutes to get the water cycling through. Make sure all the dirt, I don't think I got any dirt fall in, but any dirt that fell in or settlement from the pump, just kind of cleaning out the line. Then I'm gonna turn off this valve here and just double check and make sure I have no leaks down here. Like I said, we were going to install a new water hydrant around here anyways. We actually want to put multiple throughout the yard. So doing this project was kind of just jump into that. We definitely want to move this one, which brings me to how I installed it. I just went and took the old hydrant out where it screws into the pipe that's existing, and I put a new one in that exact location. But in the future, and if I were to do this again, and when we do it, the other hydrants throughout the yard, I'm going to install a stop and waste off of the main line. This line going from our well to our house is actually a galvanized line and is going to need replaced sooner than later because it's so corroded. And I really did not want to mess with it or touch it in any way, because if I touched it and it managed to break, then that would be that much more of an expense that I would have to take care of it on, during the winter months when I can wait till it gets warmer to take care of and tackle that project. So that's definitely a plan for down the road. But I got this taken care of, now it's not leaking, and now we can actually use it, put a bucket underneath it, and it's been nice to actually use the hydrant outside. I want to thank you guys for joining me as I replaced this hydrant. I especially want to thank those that are coming back to watch more and more of our videos. As you can tell, we have a lot planned for our farm and a lot of adventures ahead of us. If this is something that does excite you or you want to support, we would appreciate if you subscribed as well as gave this video a thumbs up. Thanks guys, and have a good day.